The Imperial ruling council were a group of bureaucratic figures that represented the top tier of the Galactic Empire between 14 BBY and 5 ABY. While Darth Sidious retreated from public office after the Galactic Empire's formation, the Imperial ruling council managed the daily affairs of the Empire, and members wielded considerable power, including direct access to the Emperor. But who were these guys? There's a very long list in Legends, but which characters are now listed as canon? Not including Palpatine himself, I've identified 10 canon members for this list. First up, this list couldn't begin properly without mentioning Emperor Palpatine, otherwise known as Darth Sidious. After manufacturing the demise of the Republic, Sidious retreated into ruling the Galactic Empire from the shadows, leaving the day-to-day affairs in the hands of the Imperial ruling council. Darth Vader and his closest Imperial advisors had the greatest amount of access to the Sith Lord during his reign. Grand Vizier Ameeda acted as the leading Republic figure on behalf of Darth Sidious and became the leader of the Imperial ruling council in order to be the administrator of Imperial bureaucracy. In the early years of the Galactic Empire, Ameeda's work transferred from the Senate building to what became known as the Imperial Palace. In doing so, the Imperial Senate became irrelevant, as Emperor Palpatine's new regional governors, holding the title of Moff, then liaised directly with the ruling council through Ameeda. During this time he was complicit in holding a ceremony to destroy the lightsabers of the Jedi, before informing citizens they would never again fear the Jedi. He remained a prominent Imperial figure in the Galactic Empire during its reign, and also during its eventual demise. Ars Dangor was another close advisor to Sheev Palpatine during the Clone Wars, and was later appointed to the ruling council during the early years of the Galactic Empire's reign. He originally took part in the mission to secure Poggle the Lesser's Geonosian workforce to build the first Death Star alongside Orson Krennic. Later, Dangor was often present at meetings with top-ranking Imperials such as Ameeda, Darth Vader, Wilhoth Tarkin, Sate Pestage, leading ISB members, and high-ranking military figures. He notably had unusual facial hair which strangely gave him a stylish appearance, along with flamboyant hats and colourful robes often worn by the Emperor's advisors. Around 9 BBY, the Empire was still finding stores of former separatist equipment and weapons. Some of these reports were deemed serious enough of a threat to warrant the Imperial top tier to meet and discuss how to handle them. In the Tarkin novelisation, Dangor was present when intelligence was reported by the ISB that political dissenters could possibly be attempting to capture equipment and weapons to disrupt Imperial communications via the holonet for propaganda means against the Empire. When a bewildered Dangor expressed his views to dismiss the threat, he was swiftly ignored by better informed attendees. He also was not present on the second Death Star when it was destroyed. Dangor was featured in the Star Wars novelizations Catalyst and Tarkin. During the Clone Wars, Sate Pestage was another envoy of Supreme Chancellor Sheev Palpatine alongside other prominent figures such as Janus Greejatus and Ars Dangor. After the rise of the Galactic Empire, Pestage was another member of the Imperial ruling council during Emperor Palpatine's reign. He was also present at the meeting in the Tarkin novelisation. He too is featured in Star Wars novelisation Catalyst and Tarkin. During the Clone Wars, Janus Greejatus served as another envoy of Supreme Chancellor Sheev Palpatine. Greejatus was another of Palpatine's closest advisors during the Galactic Empire's reign. From the Imperial ruling council's formation in 14 BBY, he served on the governing body that took care of the Empire's daily management. Prior to the Galactic Civil War, Palpatine ordered Greejatus and another Imperial advisor, Aloo, to search for Sith artifacts across the known galaxy. Later, he too took part in the mission to secure Poggle the Lesser's Geonosian workforce, and also was another advisor present at the top-tier Imperial meeting from the Tarkin novelisation. In 4 ABY, Greejatus perished on the second Death Star when it was destroyed by the Rebel Alliance. He is mentioned in the Star Wars novelisations including Return of the Jedi, Catalyst, Tarkin, as well as a few other publications. Another original envoy to Supreme Chancellor Sheev Palpatine dating back to 30 BBY, Yupe Tashu embraced the cult of the Sith and was considered extremely close to Palpatine. He studied the dark side and was one of the few that knew that he was a Sith Lord, and was privy to the Emperor's contingency plan, along with Gallius Rax. After the Battle of Endor, Tashu was a prominent member of the Future Council. During the Battle of Jakku, he conducted a Sith ritual with Rax to fulfill Palpatine's wishes. However, shortly afterwards, Rax threw Tashu into the borehole of Jakku's core, instantly killing him. Tashu is featured in Star Wars novelizations Aftermath, Aftermath Life Debt, and Aftermath Empire's end. Aloo was another close advisor to Palpatine during the Clone Wars and the Galactic Empire. Aloo was also present on the second Death Star during the Battle of Endor and perished when it was destroyed by the rebels. From the initial reign of the Galactic Empire until his death in 4 ABY, Kren Blista-Vanee served as another prominent advisor on the Imperial ruling council to Emperor Palpatine. In 14 BBY, Blista-Vanee proved himself useful to Palpatine in blazing hyperspace routes into the star systems of the galaxy's deep core. He was known for his fondness of watching opera and wearing the renowned colourful hats and clothes. In 4 ABY, Blista-Vanee was one of the ruling council members who accompanied Palpatine to the second Death Star. Vanee perished alongside the 5 other dignitaries on board when the station was destroyed. Notably, Vanee was mentioned in Star Wars novelizations Return of the Jedi, Catalyst, and Tarkin. Denetrius Vidian was a business mogul who towards the end of the Republic era purchased the Interstellar Thurolide Guild, a mining guild that specialised in thurolide, a crystal that was used to shield starships from turbo lasers. He would later support the Galactic Empire in expanding its naval fleet and speeding up production on Imperial mining worlds. However, his ruthless methods, allowing profits to prevail over people, attracted the attention of the rebel Hera Syndulla, who eventually exposed the Empire's activities. Vidian and Wilhoth Tarkin successfully imperialised the inner rim planet of Gavanian and brought about the production of stormtrooper armour. Vidian instructed his aide, Everi Chalis, to lead the operation while Palpatine had tasked Vidian with improving Star Destroyer production. In a scheme to destroy the moon Cinder, Vidian planned to extract the thurolide he needed to boost his production plans. To further his plan, he falsified a report to Palpatine providing info on Cinder in a favourable light and attempted to use Captain Ray Sloane to ensure his destruction scheme of Cinder would be completed. After a suspicious bribe by Vidian to make Sloane an admiral, Sloane realised Vidian's plan was not authorised and soon ordered her crew to stop the detonation sequence on Cinder. To stop Vidian's mining fleet including the Forager, they were eventually destroyed in battle, which killed Vidian in a combined attack by Syndulla's rebels and Ray Sloane's Imperial forces. Vidian is mentioned in various novelizations including A New Dawn, Aftermath Life Debt and Battlefront Twilight Company. Everi Chalis rose quickly through the Imperial ranks of the Galactic Empire and eventually became an envoy to the Imperial ruling council after replacing her master Denetrius Vidian and becoming the honorary Grand Architect of the New Order. Chalis was later promoted by Darth Vader to become a governor of Hadariel Prime, planet in the Mid-Rim, but in fact she considered it to be a punishment, and soon the planet was drawn into the Galactic Civil War after skirmishes with the Alliance to restore the Republic broke out. Positive her Imperial superiors would chastise her whatever the outcome of the fight, she decided to defect to the Alliance. Fearing Darth Vader may decide to track her down, she fled with the Alliance and in due course was summoned to the secret rebel base on the Hoth system. During the Battle of Hoth and the Empire's invasion of the rebel base, Chalis gave herself up to Vader, but before he killed her, stopping the Millennium Falcon from escaping appeared to be a bigger prize. Chalis escaped from Hoth and eventually she was tracked down by another Imperial, Verge. However, Chalis eluded Imperial capture and eventually became a recluse on the planet Crucible. Chalis is covered in the Star Wars novelizations Bottleneck, The Rise of the Empire and Battlefront Twilight Company. I couldn't find an image of Verge, but his story is covered in Alexander Freed's Battlefront Twilight Company. At the age of just 20 years old, Prelate Verge was a rising star in Emperor Palpatine's ruling council, and was the council's youngest member. Verge was rumoured to be the offspring of one of Palpatine's ministers. Further rumours circulated claiming he also built a mansion on Naboo as a small private shrine to Palpatine's glories, and even disfigured himself to look like the Emperor. The Imperial II-class Star Destroyer Herald served as his personal flagship and was captained by the veteran Imperial Tibor Centauron. Determined to track down the Imperial defector Everi Chalis, Although Verge seemed to genuinely care for his men, he recklessly put his crew at risk to destroy Chalis, and for that he was assassinated in 3 ABY by his own captain, Centauron. So that completes all the ruling council members from canon material. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you for watching, and as always, long live the Empire and may the Force be with you.